Day one of speaking English feels embarrassing. You know the answer in your mind. But when it is time to speak, your words disappear. Someone asks, "Can you introduce yourself?" And suddenly you say, myself, from Pakistan, Then you stop. You feel awkward. You feel like everyone is judging you. And inside, you start thinking, maybe English is just not for me. But let me tell you something. Day 30 does not make you perfect. It does not turn you into a native speaker. It does not magically remove every grammar mistake. But day 30 can change something much more important. Your fear becomes smaller. Your sentences become smoother. Your mouth stops fighting with your mind. And for the first time, you start feeling, yes, I can actually speak. That is what today's video is about. Not fake motivation, not learn English in 7 days, but the real difference between day 1 and day 30 when you practice English with consistency. So stay connected with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what changes, why most learners quit too early, and how you can reach your own day 30 with confidence. Day 1. You are not bad at English, you are just untrained. Let me tell you what day 1 usually looks like. You have studied English in school. You know basic grammar. You understand simple videos. You can read sentences. But speaking feels completely different. For example, imagine this. You go for an interview. The interviewer smiles and asks, "Tell me something about yourself." You have prepared the answer many times in your head. But in that moment, your brain becomes noisy. You think, should I say I am or myself? Is this tense correct? What if I pronounce it wrong? What if they laugh? And because you are thinking too much, your speaking becomes slow, broken, and unnatural. You say, "Sir, my name is Ahmed. I complete graduation. I am hardworking. I want job." Now listen carefully. The problem is not only English. The real problem is pressure. You are trying to create the perfect sentence before allowing yourself to speak. That is why day 1 feels painful. You are not empty. You have words. You have ideas. But your mind and mouth are not connected yet. And that connection only builds through use. Why day 1 feels so heavy? On day 1, every sentence feels like a test. You do not simply say, "I was tired yesterday." You first think, was tired? Have tired? I tired? By the time you decide, the moment has already passed. That is why many people say, "I understand English, but I cannot speak." Because understanding is passive. Speaking is active. When you watch a video, someone else is doing the work. You only receive the language. But when you speak, you must choose words, arrange them, pronounce them, and deliver them in real time. That is difficult in the beginning. Think about learning to ride a bike. On day 1, you are not thinking about enjoying the ride. You are thinking about balance, brakes, speed, direction. Everything feels separate. But after practice, your body starts doing it automatically. English works the same way. At first, you think about every word. Later, sentences start coming together naturally. The biggest mistake most learners make. Most learners compare their day 1 to someone else's day 300. They watch a confident speaker online and think, "Why can they speak so easily and I cannot?" But they forget something. That confident person also had a day 1. They also paused. They also made silly mistakes. They also felt nervous. The difference is simple. They continued. Many learners stop too early because they expect confidence before practice, but confidence does not come first. Practice comes first. Confidence follows. Let me say that again. You do not wait to feel confident, then speak. You speak imperfectly and confidence slowly appears. That is the truth. Day 7, the first small change. Now let us move forward. What happens around day 7? You are still not fluent. You still pause. You still search for words. But one beautiful thing begins to happen. You stop panicking at every mistake. For example, on day 1, if you forget a word, you completely stop. But around day 7, you may say, I don't know the exact word, but it is something we use for. That is progress. You are learning to keep the conversation alive instead of running away from it. Maybe you practice by describing your day. Day 1. Today, I go market. Buy vegetables. Come home. Day 7. Today I went to the market to buy vegetables. And then I came back home because it was very crowded. Is it perfect? Maybe not, but it is better. It has more flow. It has more detail. It sounds more human. That is what improvement looks like. Not sudden magic, small upgrades. Real-life example, speaking at a shop. Let me give you a very real example. Imagine you enter a clothing shop. On day 1, you want to ask for another size, but you hesitate. You say, buy the other size. This bigger? You know what you mean. The shopkeeper understands, but you feel unsatisfied. Now imagine day 30. You say, do you have this in a larger size? This one feels a little tight. Notice the difference. The second sentence is not super advanced. It is not difficult English. But it is clear, natural, and confident. That is what daily practice creates. It does not first give you fancy vocabulary. It gives you control over everyday English. And that everyday English is what changes your real life. Day 15, your brain starts building patterns. By day 15, something interesting happens. You do not memorize every sentence separately. You start noticing patterns. For example, I am trying to, I feel like these sentence structures become tools. Now you can use them in many situations. I want to improve my pronunciation. I need to call my teacher. I am trying to speak English every day. I used to be scared of interviews. I feel like I am getting better. That is powerful. Because fluency is not knowing 10,000 random words. Fluency is knowing how to use simple language quickly. Many people make English difficult for themselves. They search for impressive words. But in real life, fluent speakers often use simple words very well. That is the goal. Real-life example, talking to a friend. Let us take another situation. Your friend asks, how was your day? On day 1, you answer, good. That is it. Not because nothing happened, but because you cannot express more. By day 30, you may say, it was a busy day. I had a lot of work in the morning, but later I relaxed a little and watched a few videos. Now the conversation can continue. Your friend can ask, what kind of videos? And you can respond again. This is how your English becomes useful. It helps you connect with people. English is not only for exams. It is for expressing your life, your thoughts, your opinions, your emotions, your personality. Why daily practice works better than random hard work. Some learners study English for 3 hours one day. then do nothing for a week. They feel productive, but their speaking does not improve much. Why? Because language needs regular contact. 15 minutes every day is often more powerful than 3 hours once in a while. Think of it like watering a plant. You cannot pour a whole bucket on Monday and ignore it for the rest of the month. It needs consistent care. Your speaking skill is the same. Even 5 to 10 minutes daily can help if you do it properly. You can speak about your day, describe what you see, repeat useful phrases, answer one simple question in English, record your voice and listen. Small daily effort creates a strong long-term change. Day 20. You start sounding more natural. By day 20, you may notice that your English sounds less translated. At first, many learners think in their mother tongue, then try to convert every sentence into English. That slows them down. For example, you think in Urdu first, then build English word by word. But with practice, some simple phrases begin to come directly. You do not translate, "I am not in the mood." "It depends." "That makes sense." "I was about to call you." "I'm not sure yet." These phrases begin to feel familiar. That is a huge step, because speaking becomes faster when common expressions live in your memory. Real-life example, phone call confidence. Now imagine a phone call. Day 1. "Hello." "Yes, who?" "Okay, 1 minute. I call later." You feel nervous because phone calls give no facial clues. You cannot read expressions. You only depend on listening and speaking. Now day 30. "Hello, yes, this is Sana speaking. I'm a little busy right now. Can I call you back in 10 minutes? Again, simple English, but strong English. Clear, respectful, natural. That is progress that matters. Day 30, what actually changes? Now we reach day 30. What is different? You still may not speak perfectly. You may still make grammar mistakes. Sometimes you still forget words. But the biggest changes are these. You start faster. You hesitate less. You recover from mistakes. You speak in fuller sentences. You stop feeling ashamed of your voice. You trust yourself a little more. Day 30 gives you proof. Proof that you can improve. Proof that consistency works. Proof that English is not impossible for you. And once your brain sees proof, your motivation becomes stronger. You no longer say, "I cannot speak English." You start saying, "I am improving my English." That sentence alone changes your identity. Real-life example, before and after self-introduction. Let us compare day 1 and day 30 clearly. Day 1. "Hello, my name is Hina. I am student. I live in Lahore. I want to improve English." Day 30. "Hi, my name is Hina. I live in Lahore and I'm currently a student. I'm working on my English because I want to speak more confidently in real-life situations." Now tell me honestly, which version feels stronger? The second one is still simple, but it sounds complete. It sounds mature. It sounds confident. And this is possible with regular speaking practice. Do not chase perfection, chase comfort. One of the biggest traps in English learning is waiting to become perfect. You think, when my grammar becomes perfect, I will speak. When my pronunciation becomes perfect, I will start. When I learn more vocabulary, then I will talk. But that day keeps moving further away. You do not need perfection to begin. You need courage to begin. Let me tell you a secret. People usually connect more with clear, simple English than with complicated, unnatural English. So do not try to sound like a textbook. Try to sound like yourself, just in English. That is far more powerful. What you should practice for 30 days. Now let me make this practical. For the next 30 days, do not overcomplicate your English journey. Practice these 5 things. 1. Talk about your daily life. Every day, speak for 1 or 2 minutes about what you did, what you are planning, how you feel. 2. Learn useful real-life phrases, not random difficult words. Learn sentences people actually use. For example, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat that? I agree with you. I'm still thinking about it. To record your voice. At first it may feel uncomfortable, but it helps you notice your pauses, pronunciation, and confidence. 4. Repeat short sentences aloud. Your tongue needs training too. Silent learning does not build speaking fluency. 5. Stop restarting every Monday. Do not wait for the perfect date. Start today. Miss one day? Continue the next day. Do not quit because of one weekday. The emotional truth about day 1 versus day 30. Day 1 is full of self-doubt. You wonder, will I ever be able to speak? Am I too late? Why is this so hard for me? Day 30 gives you a different feeling. You still have a long road ahead, but now you can see movement. And that movement matters. Because when you feel progress, you stop hating the process. You begin to enjoy learning. You become curious. You try more. You speak more. And because you speak more, you improve faster. This is how growth continues. Please remember this line. Your day 1 is not your final level. It is only your starting point. Do not insult your beginning. Do not compare your first step to someone else's finished result. Every confident speaker you admire once struggled to form simple sentences. They became better because they stayed. You can too. So today, do not ask, why am I not fluent yet? Ask, what will I sound like after 30 days? If I do not quit, start with 1 sentence, then 1 minute, then 1 small conversation. And one day, you will look back at your day 1 self and smile. Because the person who once feared English did not disappear. They simply became stronger. If this video gave you hope, make sure you like it, subscribe to English Elevation, and stay connected with me. Because here we do not just learn English, we build the confidence to use it in real life.